Well, well, well. Here we are again, honey. Here we are again. Janice is at it again. Listen, you only see this type of foolishness in Love and War, right? Isn't that right, Tay Tay? Only in Love and War. Child, Funky Dineva. Funky had probably one of the worst weeks ever last week. Funky came forth and told us of, he shared with us something that he did not have to share with us. He actually has some real life, real life health issues that he is facing head on. I know of those health issues or some similar because I have had my own cancer battle and I've been there and back, and thank God I'm still here. He saw fit for me to stay, and I don't think things will be any different for Funky. I feel very confidently that Funky will be healed and we get to keep him for quite a bit longer. That's my prayer for Funky, and I don't see it any other way. But yeah, the worst week ever. Okay. And then this week, Tamar, girl, what are you doing? What are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're staying relevant in the news by any means necessary. By any means necessary. And it seems as though you are riding his back. You're riding his back. And Tommy, Funky is a character that it's easy. It truly is easy. He's a big deal. Okay. So when it comes to this internet thing, if there's two gay people, two people that are part of the LGBTQI, that if you really just want to get something started with them and get yourself some momentum going, and they're both polarizing, okay? Both of them are polarizing, and it's very easy to gather a pack of fools to follow you to create a hate train, and that is Funky Dineva and T.S. Madison. Both of them have mouths that get them in trouble because they don't run away from the hard conversation. Now, T.S. literally runs to it a lot of times, but Funky, he'll dance a little bit, but the two of them, you can literally get them to basically really express themselves, and it's very easy to get a hate train going on those two. It really, really is. And Tamar knows it. She knows it. She knew what she was doing when she reached for Funky. Let's go back. Let's rewind, okay? So there was a whole thing around his birthday. Around his birthday here in 2025, Funky was hanging out with, I was going to say Janice. He was hanging out with Tay Tay. And it was a whole big old thing that ended up happening, where they separated out. They went back to the house. She went in the house. He didn't go in the house. He drove off. The next thing we hear from her, her teeth are busted out. And it was this whole thing, the whole dramatic interlude of I almost died and this, that, thing, and the other. And I don't know what happened to me. And I had to have all this work done on my mouth and on and on and on and on. And then threw it in there that the last person that I was with was Quentin, a.k.a. Funky Dineva. And people immediately, well, what kind of friend is he? What in the world? He just took. And they did. They dragged. They dragged. A lot of people dragged him. Dragged him. Okay? Dragged him. How dare he? This is the problem with those sissies, and they're jealous of women, and he doesn't really like black women. See, I told you. See what happened? Oh, yeah, because that's where y'all went. That's where y'all went. Y'all went there immediately. He doesn't like black women and blah, 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 blah. Look what he did. She almost died and blah, 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 blah. He didn't even see about her, didn't see her into the house. Now, Funky done sat over there and ate all that. Sat over there and ate all that bullshit that you all gave. When he went live tonight. See, because for whatever reason, haven't you had enough bad publicity? You and your family? Haven't you and your family had enough horrible publicity between the situation with the family and your niece and the dead man and your brother and your sister and your mama sitting there? Have you not had enough bad publicity and bad things being said about you and your family? You were planted securely in the limelight for all the wrong reasons. But you got folks to watch that show because that's all it was about. And the show is just about over. And this is what this is about. This is what this is about because the Braxtons is just about over. So what's next? What's next? And you had an album coming out when the stuff with Funky went down. Anybody see the pattern? You were getting ready to drop your album when you busted out your grill and scattered your furniture, allegedly. Allegedly. The album was coming out. So we got the issue with Funky. Then the show's coming. Now here's the issue with the niece and the family and cease and desist and all of this mess and the dead man and Trina and all the weight she gained and all that. Now the show is getting ready to be over. And here you go again. Here you go again. You're going to go drag that shit up from yonder year. And now we're going to start back on Funky. You done went and did an interview and threw that out there. And then you had the nerve to go sprinkle some more bullshit on top of it and say, oh yeah, I gave my friend a party. But that was a lie, wasn't it? You're lying, aren't you, bitch? You didn't give him a party. You didn't give him a party. Because if you'd have gave him a party, it would have been advertised as such. So now you gave him a party. And this, that, thing, and the other. And y'all know what happened to me. So you going to drum that back up. And then she threw the shit on top of it. That now she spent money on him, basically, for him to dog her out and leave her for dead and this, that, and the other. Well, I don't know if you forgot who Funky was. I don't know if you forgot who Funky was or how he really get down, or you thought that he really... See, because Funky Dineva Ross don't show up very much anymore. Yeah, I'm saying it because I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I've always been a fan. And I'll give it to you straight because I don't do chasers. I've always been a fan of Funky Dineva Ross. I have respect for Quentin Latham, but I've always been a fan of Funky Dineva Ross. I fell in love with Funky Dineva Ross, the character. Quentin Latham, that's the conduit by which I get to my Funky Dineva Ross. See, I like the old nasty sissy that reads a bitch. I like all that. I like that. I like that. All that, him being Quentin and being nice and responsible. Okay, we'll take it. But I fell in love with Funky Dineva Ross. And I don't know if you thought that she had disappeared. She didn't disappear. She's still stuffed in a closet in every address that he ever moves in. And he will go in that closet and reach out and pull her out on your ass like he did tonight. You pushed and you pushed and you pulled and you pushed and you played. And he didn't have to come on out here. Now he had to speak his truth. Because he's pretty patient too. He came on out. You hurt his feelings. Now, he better than me because I'd have been blasted you. I'd have been blasted you, girl. But from what he says, he really actually was not the person that was the last person you saw. From what he said tonight was that you were possibly double fisting. Maybe. Gave the reason why he didn't go up in your house. Left his car at your house. Y'all went wherever. And then when y'all came back, we got this the last time. He got in his car and he went home. Why did Quentin not go in your house? Because you, ma'am, allegedly were lap riding Mendices and kissing him up in his mouth. Right? That's what Quentin said. Quentin said you was lap riding Yandy's husband and kissing him up in his mouth. And then you went into the house with not one man, but two men. Him and his good Judy. So I don't know what you were doing. So I don't understand where the story swing around to Quentin is such a bad friend when you went into your house with not one, but two D's. What was going on? And you don't remember nothing. Now, girl, I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, you know, sometimes it's a good time in the house with a man. And a lot goes on. You done had a few drinks and a lot going on, and you can't remember the plays play by play, blow by blow, right, Tay Tay? But you went in with two men. You went in with 2 men and you don't remember nothing? But when you wake up, your furniture scattered. Is this what you wanted? Is this what you wanted? You wanted to be back in the limelight, but I don't think you wanted to go in like this. See, you wanted another round with Quentin. You wanted to sit and watch Quentin get dragged all over again. And then that just really goes to show how evil of a bitch that you really are, really. Now, people don't like Funky. There's a lot of people who love him, and there's a lot of people who don't like him. So no, just because he's sick, and this is the thing, let me tell y'all something. Down here in these internet streets, this is no safe haven. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. Those who love you, love you. Now, we care about Funky, and we oh, wait a minute. Funky ain't feeling well. Don't nobody give a damn. Do you understand? Nobody gives a damn. I am nowhere near the numbers of people that Funky has. But baby, when I was dealing with my cancer, there was people that was wishing death upon me. I was sitting in chemo and people were still wishing death upon me and carrying on. There's people who right now say, oh, I just hope that cancer come back and get you, you bitch. Yeah, nobody cares about what's going on with you. No one cares. Now, that just kind of goes to show, we all know you saw what happened with Funky last week, right, Tay Tay? Can't nobody make me believe that you didn't see what happened with Funky last week, and you chose this week to go and have an old nasty piece of interview and dredge up some fuck shit to come at him this week. But you into the church though, right? You're God's favorite, right? You're all things good, right? Are you and lying? And lying. So here's the question. Are you lying or is Quentin lying? Did you throw a party for Quentin? We heard nothing of it. We see no picture of it. Can't even imagine. Every time you do something for somebody, you film it, right? You love filming yourself, right? We just had to see you with no goddamn makeup on, sucking noodles down your throat. Right? You couldn't even sit long enough. No makeup and no filters. Hats off to you for that. Looking just like your daddy. I looked up, I said, wait a minute, who's this? And I looked and I said, oh my goodness, this is Tamar. Now, and I gave you points. I said, she actually came on here with no filters and no makeup, looking like your daddy. I said, okay, Tay Tay, that was a big step. You know, because I think you're real superficial. So that's a big step for you. You know, it's been a long time since I seen you in your real self. You know, because I was a fan when you had your real face and everything like that. Everything was cool. You ain't never been no ugly woman. You ain't never been no ugly woman. Half of what you got done, you didn't even need done. You were fine. You were okay just like you were. But you know, girl, I mean, it is what it is. We're always used to seeing you with filters and all your makeup and being in your full drag and everything, girl. But yeah, you was eating noodles, looking like your daddy. Yeah. I said, okay. And then you turn right back around and pull this. And no filming of anything. All of what he talked about, y'all, if y'all get a chance, go over there and see Funky's video. He talked about the smooth moves of how Mendices was showing up at the different place. And y'all explained all that away. He never said a word months and months ago with that. He never said a word about Mendices, you know, covert operation, meeting y'all at restaurants and showing up at the house and you possibly double fisting or any of that stuff. He didn't say nothing. He literally just took his licks and let the internet drag. He told us that he was just letting the internet drag him, and how he reached out to you and asked you, girl, just you can stop this, and you didn't want to stop it because whatever you mad at him for something? Or are you going to come out and do a video? I'll tell you, if you're mad at him for something, I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that, because if he's lying on you, by all means, I'll give him some of this same work that I'm giving you. If Funky came down here and lied on you, as much as I love him, I'll get down there and tell him, now you know damn well you putting 20 on 10, and I'll drag him too. You know, I'm all for him when he right, but when he wrong, no, Funk, that ain't it. So I'd be very interested to see, is he lying on you, sis? Something in me, that third eye man, tell me that he ain't lying. That third eye man tell me that you's a messy bitch, as usual. But you digging and pulling and poking at him, and your timing couldn't have been worse. That really shows, Tamar, this really ain't a good look. This ain't a good look. That shit with your niece on that show ain't a good look. None of that is a good look. All of this has been horrible. You've looked terrible to me in the media in the last few months. I hope you don't think you're having a good time. This ain't cute. Ain't none of this cute. The best thing you've done that I've seen in the last 6 months is eating them damn noodles with no makeup on. I ain't saying a lot. But oh yeah, girl. So, Mendices, you messing around with Yandy's husband? And you been walking around grinning and skinning and smiling at Yandy? Really? That's interesting. That's interesting. No girl code. Wasn't you and Yandy cool? Y'all wasn't cool? I don't know. So I'm going to wait. But I had to get it off my chest tonight. Because I was like, I know this heifer didn't do this here. I know damn well she ain't did this right here. Girl, seriously? Seriously? It wasn't enough fighting with your sisters, exposing your sisters, and doing all the things. The family looking like trash. Like everything is the Braxton family values. I stopped reviewing the show because I just refuse to sit and really drag you all every week. I could have ran up views because people loved it. But I said, I didn't even feel good just dragging y'all. Because if y'all didn't see that y'all was a mess, I saw that y'all was a mess, and I just didn't want to do y'all like that. I don't have no malice in my heart for y'all, but I didn't want to do y'all like that. I stopped reviewing the show. I stopped watching after a couple weeks. I said, I'm done. You know, when I felt the need to come down here and reach for Miss Evelyn, I said, now, James, you doing too much. You doing too much. But I reached for her though. Oh, yes, I tilted Ev's wig a little bit. Miss Evelyn, girl, out of order. But I wasn't going to come down here and do that. I was not going to do that week to week to week. And I've always told my people that. That's why I leave y'all's show. I always end up leaving y'all's show when y'all start doing that bullshit. I'll leave because I don't want to do y'all like that. Tamar, girl, it's too much. It's too much. Too much. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to leave. I ain't going to hold y'all no longer. And I don't want to get to repeating myself and carrying on because this is just too much. But I'll be very interested to see what you do next. What is your next move? And hey, don't let it be tears because we're not interested. Let me say it one more time for the ones in the back with the cheap seats, honey. I don't know what your next move is going to be, Tay Tay, but it better be good, bitch. It better not be tears because we don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear no Janice Muppet tears dropping. Do you understand me? Now you either get out here and you read, drag, roast, and gag, or come on out here and tell us that Funky is telling a damn lie and let's get it going, or something. Or go back to your corner, shut up, and come up with your next scheme. Maybe hook up with Todd. He seems to be working schemes, honey. But this wasn't a good look at all. And Funky, you should have been said something. Love you dearly, but you held on to the information too long. I don't even know why you allowed for yourself to be dragged like that and sitting around holding on to all that information. I mean, maybe it really had, because, you know, who really want to be into it with Mendices or Yandy or, you know, because they love in hip hop. They, you know, Tamar ain't gonna do them and talk some shit. Mendices might walk up on you and pop you, you know, but in this instance, if Mendices walk up on you and pop you, I say it was worth it because it's just too much. It's too much. There's no way I would have sat the way you did and took all that scrutiny you took. And I noticed she was over there fiddling and fangling and carrying on and kissing that man in the mouth and lap riding that mouth. And then you get the blame for everything. Ain't no goddamn way. And then you still, Funky, sat over there and said, I wish we could go back to where we were. For what? For what? Come on, Quentin. Are you serious? For what? For what? If ever you were, you know how you do Michelle? Tamar should be right on the shelf with Michelle. You don't go within 20 feet of Michelle, and you need to stay away from Tamar's ass too. I mean, I would be more comfortable with you being friends with Michelle again. At least you know what she gonna do. You know she gonna drag you. Tamar is gonna drag you and lie, but you don't know when. And I'm just gonna leave that there. Sorry, Funky. No, I ain't sorry. Shit, you need to hear it. You need to hear it. I had to give you that. Because you know you acting like a damn fool. You want to be back with her for what? You need to stay the hell away from her. She don't mean you no good. She is not your friend. She's not your friend. And you know what you should buy her for Christmas? Send her a patty pie. I'm gone. I'm out of here, y'all. I will talk to y'all later. Tay Tay, we listening. What you gonna say now, girl? We're listening. Bye, y'all.